Rex, El Jefe, Mr. Glass Half Full, the revival.
Y'all know what this is. Peace and blessings. It is your boy, Eli Rax, aka Vibes, and welcome to New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. And I'm here with my brothers, man. You guys know who this is, and that's Mr. Glass Half Full, and that's Spee if you nasty now.
Let's go.
And I'm here with my brother El Jefe, aka White Jersey, aka Blue Jersey, aka Damn It Daniel. And shout out to you. Yes, you, the revivalists in the chat. Please hit that thumbs up, share, and subscribe. We do appreciate all the support. Now, guys, of course, man, we have a nice show lined up for you. We got some giant news as well. We got the Knicks that are playing, man, and they're red hot right now. And we want to go through all of this, man. But first, let's go around the room. How was you guys' weekend? What's been going on with you? And I'm going to start with LFA on this one. What's going on, brother? How you been?
Good. Not to go full Spiro on you guys, but I did. I spent the weekend in the Poconos. Not quite a mountain. Not a mountain. Activist, yes.
Yes, the Poconos.
It was the first time we ever did it. I have two older sisters, and we rented a house in Poconos for the weekend. My niece is turning 16, so she had 7. This is a big house. She had 7 friends with her, and let me just tell you, I am a little scared. But the highlight may have been my 3-year-old son Ryan, like absolutely falling in love with one of her friends, and let me just say, the force is strong in that one.
He got it. He's got it.
He's gonna be just fine.
Yes.
Great weekend.
Good, man. Good speak.
Dude, I was in like, a kind of zone where not many people want to be in. I had to watch the kids. Wifey was out for the whole weekend, so
wow.
I was just locked down Friday, Saturday, early into Sunday. You know what? Earn all my brownie points. We you know what? All you gotta do is survive in advance those weekends. Just survive. The kids are alive. I'm alive. We're all alive. No worse for the wear. And it looks good for the wifey. So I was glad she got out. Glad I could hang with the boys. But I'm back and I'm ready to go.
You know what, Spee? You were due. I mean, you do a lot of cool stuff.
I do things. I gotta give a little to get a little, right? So there was a giving weekend for me, and now we're live and ready for Tuesday, baby. Ready for Tuesday at our show. How about you, E? How you doing?
Man, it was great, man. Unfortunately, I worked a little bit, but I was able to watch a little bit of that wild card weekend. Championship weekend. Forgive me. So, I was able to watch some games. Felt pretty good, man. But it's Tuesday, man. I'm with my brothers, man. Come on. After a long work day, we get to come together, have some drinks, speak to the revivalists, and talk about all New York sports, man. Preferably, of course, the Giants, man.
Hey, we have one right off the bat.
What a good start. What a good start. Who wants to translate it? Who wants to translate it?
You got this one. I got last week's.
Much love and respect to the New York Revival crew and fam, and all diehard Giants fans in America or end America. That could go either way. And please stop all stanky boys, losers out of front door. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
We appreciate you, man. As usual, Tuto coming through, man. The legend himself. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, brother, man. Hope all is well over there, man. But first, guys, before we do that, man, Revivalists get in the chat. Let us know how your weekend is as well. We'll highlight a couple of you guys as well. And shout out to Rich, man. Rich, we got to get you back on here, man. And that was different, man. That was different. But we're going to get you back. We spoke. We're going to get you back, man. We're going to come up with a day and hopefully have you on, man. Do something pretty cool for you. But let's do this, man. Of course, championship week went down, man. And I just want to get to the game that broke my heart. All right.
Which
the
one? Which one
Chiefs
was it?
and the Ravens, man. Because you guys, I'm a Ravens fan, man. It's my second
Stop
favorite
that.
team.
Stop that. I'm a Ravens fan stuff. Can you tell
Everybody
me?
has their second team, though. I feel you on that.
Everyone has. I have crushes, but it changes.
Yes.
It changes from time to time. I don't have a secondary team that I
Now-
quietly root for all the
I
time.
have to say I'm a pseudo Steeler fan as well.
So, like,
I'm
I
not the only one.
I love Tomlin, and I'm constantly amazed that they just never lose. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
they don't have losing seasons.
Good
So,
coach.
Spiro, Eli, how did you adopt the Ravens?
You know something crazy, man? I was young at the time. I think maybe about like 12, maybe a little bit younger than that. I used to play. I don't even know what game. It probably was Madden back then, and I used to pick the Ravens a lot. And I was like, man, I kind of like this team. And I started to watch him again. This is the Tahi, Jamal Lewis days, and I started to see how they grew, especially with my man Ray Lewis. The way he was just so inspirational, man. Like just watching him. Besides all the other stuff, guys, we ain't gonna talk about that. But that's another story for another time. You know what I mean? But it was just great watching him and how he led that team, and then that whole team of Ed Reed, like all these Hall of Famers on there. You just had to love that team and how they were put together, man. And I'm shocked they didn't win any, more Super Bowls. You know what I mean? Because they was such a well put together team. But still, just watching that and still growing up and admiring that organization, I was like, man, that's my second favorite team from the Giants, man. So seeing them in that Super Bowl in the 2000s, I believe, man, it was tough.
Yeah,
but I was still rooting for the Giants. Hands down, still.
I'd like to think so.
Still rooting for the Giants, but I wasn't mad when they won. Wasn't mad. I was like, all right, Ravens won, man. That's what it is.
But you were mad this weekend.
I was definitely mad this weekend, man. And let me tell you, man, and I'm gonna ask you guys a couple of these questions here. Lamar Jackson, of course, is short again. Here he is, the guy that we say, hey, it could be the number 2 quarterback in the league, losing again, man. And I just want to get your thoughts, man. Mr. Glass half full. Is Lamar what the people say that he is, a Dak Prescott, basically? Do you think he's a Dak?
Oh, wow.
Dak level?
Damn.
Get your thoughts on this, man. What's going on?
Nah, you know what? I think I know he's better than Dak. I know he's better than Dak. He's more talented than Dak. But when it comes to, being clutch and getting it done when you need to, Lamar just lacks that, man. He lacks it. It's that when a game is on a line or it's an important game, Patrick Mahomes is going to do everything he needs to, be it running or passing, short passing, long passing, whatever he needs to do, he will do to drag his team to the championship. Lamar, it just seems to be the opposite, man. Like, I don't know how else it could have been set up on a platter better for them. Like, everybody want Greg Roman out. They brought in Todd Monken, open up the passing game for Lamar. Get him more weapons. He got more weapons. We opened up the passing game for him. I don't know. They had a home game. They had 2 home games. Like, it was all there. It was just one of the weakest Kansas City teams that we've seen in years. And, it just – I don't know what it is about Lamar, but he just couldn't get it done. And I know they were one stretched fumble away from Zay Flowers for possibly tying the game up. That changes the game possibly. But when it mattered most, there were still plenty of opportunities. That Baltimore defense was amazing. Kept giving Lamar chances. I kept saying it on Twitter, and you retweeted a couple times, Jeff, like, maybe this is the time. Now this is the time. It's now or never. It's now or never. Now, I said it like 5 times, Mark. How many times do you want the ball back? And, the running game let him down. Everybody said, hey, the running game wasn't there. That's why they lost. Why did you pay Lamar all that money? Why did you pay Lamar all that money if he needs the running game to succeed? When it came down to it, Patty Mahomes made the plays. Lamar did it. And that's it. It is what it is, man. I keep trying to defend the guy. I keep trying to root for him. He's going to win the MVP this year, but the MVP came up short yet again. I don't know what to say. I don't know. What you guys?
I'm gonna wait till last to talk my El Jefe. What do you think, man? Tell me about, man. What you think? You see the new Dak Prescott choke artist? What do you think, man?
No, I don't. I think they got away from what got them to that point. I don't know if that's play calling 100%, but they only ran like 5 or 6 designed runs. That's unacceptable. And I think I saw Lamar drop back 46 times. That's just not what got him the MVP. That's not what got you to this point. You're a well-rounded team. You got to do what you're good at. I think the Chiefs scoring first, they're not used to that. Maybe change their game plan off the bat, and then they had to try to play catch up because they were down early. I don't know, man, but he's not. I don't think any different of Lamar after this one. I think he was himself for the most part. I think the Ravens got away from what they were good at. And the one thing I would disagree with is that this is the weakest Chiefs team. It's a different kind of Chiefs team. Like, traditionally they would carry a weak defense because Mahomes and Kelsey and Hill were just so out of this fucking world, explosive. But that hasn't been the case this year. The Chiefs defense is legit. Spags is going to get a ton of respect. But the problem is that Mahomes is getting hot right now. Mahomes is starting to look like Mahomes of old as he has that defense. Pacheco has changed the identity of that offense. I mean, he is a bruiser. That dude fights for every single inch. And you could tell when they sub in Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
He sucks.
The offense drops off, dude. You cannot run the ball with him. And Pacheco just has that eye. He's got that good vision and obviously power and all that. So they miss when he's out on the field. They're not the same, but they're just a different kind of Chiefs team. I can't believe they're back in the Super Bowl. Like last year after losing Tyreek Hill, they're going to have a big drop off. You just go and win it anyway. Now you go back again. Like it's crazy because it didn't look like. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Pacheco didn't have a big game, right? Like he had 70 yards, and the Chiefs did not score a single fucking point in the second half. Not 1 point. And I know a Chiefs defense is good, but man, find a way, Lamar. Find a fucking way. Find a way, man.
Well, the Chiefs held the Bills, the Ravens, and the Dolphins to like a total of 7 points in the fourth quarter this season. That defense is completely legit. It's completely legit. I don't know, man. Now it's like, okay, I know we got to cover the other game, and then I want to talk about the Super Bowl.
Well, let me say this, man, and I'll try to make this quick, man, because I've been sitting here quiet because I'm trying to hold all of this in. But let's be clear.
Let it out.
Let's be clear. Lamar Jackson is not a pocket passer. Okay.
No.
The way Lamar Jackson was throwing the ball, it just didn't look right. Like he threw it too much, had too much little oomph on it, especially trying to throw a screen over to his running back, watching a couple plays that way. I don't know what happened to the Ravens. I don't know what they did with Lamar, but I'm going to say this, man. This falls on Lamar Jackson's shoulders. Forget the play calling. Play call, that's another thing. We'll talk about that. Yeah. But Lamar Jackson separated himself from being that special person that he's always known, taking over the game when you have to with your legs. Now, I do understand. If you look at the film, the Chiefs played a phenomenal game and kept him contained. However, Lamar Jackson, you are generational talent, supposedly. You're supposed to defeat those odds and raise up to the occasion. We can talk about Brock Purdy in a second because that boy played too. But we're going to talk about him in a second.
Ran the ball.
But look, and that's the point, Speed. You raise to the level of occasion that you're supposed to in those type of games, and Lamar Jackson did not show up at all. Extremely disappointed in Lamar Jackson, the way he played. Now, we could go down the play calling. Number one, number two, they'll go away from the run game that they were basically good at the entire freaking year, right? They go away from that to have freaking Lamar Jackson trying to be like Patrick Mahomes back there in that pocket, like he could throw the ball a million times. He just can't. He's just not that type of player. He's that dual threat that's going to give you the run and the pass, but it's going to be for the run first to set up the pass, to keep the defense honest. They just blew and screwed the pooch the entire freaking way. And I'm disappointed. And I'm disappointed that it got to this level because Ravens, man, you're just ruining this poor kid because now the media saying, man, he can't do it. He's Dak Prescott. And I think he's way more talented than, of course, a Dak Prescott. Absolutely.
Yes.
I think he's the number 2 quarterback in the league, but that's another topic and a discussion. I mean, you could say Joe Burrow. We can debate all this, right? But I think Lamar Jackson is the number 2 quarterback in the league. If you could have that game plan for him to be successful. But this wasn't it. I'm extremely disappointed in the Ravens and how they coach this team because this is supposed to be Lamar's year. Defense is number 1, number 2 in every statistic around the league. And here we are sitting at home, and Lamar is up at the podium was like, "Oh, I'm not. What do you say? I'm not. I'm angry, but I'm not like I forgot the freaking word that he said. But I'm like, bro, you should be angry, agitated, pissed the fuck off, everything underneath the sun.
You can't get back there all the time, man.
You can't. That's just not a guarantee to go back in there. There's teams that are getting better that was probably dead last is gonna sneak up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So you just can't say, well, all right, we're going to get him next year. I'm going to just train hard. No, you should be disappointed and upset. Because look at San Francisco when they won back. And we're going to get to that in a minute. But I'm extremely, extremely disappointed the way Lamar played. I'm extremely disappointed the way they had him prep. Like he's that type of quarterback and beat you with his arm and he can't. Rant over. I'm sorry.
No. It's just funny because the last thing I'll say on that, they got rid of Greg Roman because he ran the ball too much and he was reining in Lamar Jackson. But your peak Lamar Jackson was in 2019 and 2020 when he was running the damn ball and throwing it off that. And, he was doing it all. I'm sorry, you changed him into a pocket passer and look at the result. Listen, he's gonna win the MVP possibly this year, but he only had 24 touchdown passes, which is way lower. It's way lower than previous years. He had less rushing yards. Like I don't know. Like I don't know why we did this. Why did you force him to be like? Because you guys want to see something different out of him. He was great with what he did, and now you try to make him something he really isn't. And KC played great defense. They changed their game plan in the second half. And they looked lost. Baltimore looked lost. They couldn't figure it out. But
Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry. Patrick Mahomes looked exactly what the hell we thought he was. And shout out to you, Hef. Shout out to you because it's kind of like Jordan and LeBron. We look at Brady and then Patrick Mahomes, right?
I'm just saying.
They're the equivalent right now of what Jordan and LeBron is in the NFL. You got Brady and Mahomes. Mahomes is a killer out there. And the plays that he made, not only with his legs, but with his arms, it's just unbelievable.
Whatever it took.
That's exactly what I needed from Lamar. And this is what separates you from being a great quarterback in this league. It really, really does. And Patrick Mahomes is the number one quarterback in this league. The defense, and like you said, Speed, the offense isn't exactly as potent as it used to be, right? Let's be honest. It just isn't. But this defense and Steve Spagnuolo, I don't know how coordinators don't end up in the Hall of Fame. I really just don't know how. I think I was like, yo, he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. And I was like, there's no coordinators in the Hall of Fame, someone told me. I'm like, seriously? Like how? But anyway, I didn't
Is that true?
Someone told me that. I was like,
well, like,
really?
We're not going to fact check it, but I'll accept it.
I didn't fact check it. But I took his word for it. I was like, seriously? There's no coordinators in the Hall of Fame?
I guess that makes sense because if you're that good, usually you get a head coaching stint. Like even Spags did. He was interim with the Giants, but then he had a stint with the Rams, I think, for a year or two, and it just didn't work out.
Didn't work. I was surprised if he got another chance.
Yeah, but some guys are just great coordinators.
You're right. Yeah. You're right. Facts.
And if they could just focus on their thing and hone in on that and not do the other stuff, and like some guys are just great head coaches. I don't know.
That defense of Kansas City absolutely
kudos.
Stepped up
Big kudos.
Usually, like you said, Speed and Hef, the offense is kind of that juggernaut, but you see the defense coming in and just kick. Like this looks like Spags in 07. You know what I mean? This is the 07 New York Football Giants.
He doesn't even have that much talent.
He's not doing it with a NASCAR. He doesn't have a NASCAR.
No, he doesn't. And that's the mind-blowing part. It's just like, man, how cannot he like? Number one, where's his head coaching job? I don't know if he wants it or not, but that's
got to be the thing, right? He didn't even get an interview.
He didn't even get an interview. Where's that at? Like, I'm more pissed off that he didn't get a shot. Now, I get it, his age and etc. I get it. A lot of teams want to go younger. I get it. But that guy is coaching. He is kicking ass out there for and no one is even remotely even close to. Let me not say talented, but they're not the players that he once had. You know what I mean? No. So it's just like mind-blowing how he coached these guys up to put Lamar in that box and to crush that Ravens offense like that. It's just mind-blowing. I give credit to Spags and the Kansas City Chiefs, man.
Before we get to the next game, I don't want to get too far. So Tuto, if you're still here, Tuto, number one, are you this jacked person in the picture? Number two,
damn.
He's like actually rugby, like national rugby team.
Dude,
are we talking national rugby team?
It seems like it. And my brother-in-law is all about that rugby life, man. Please pray for my victims.
Like if he's saying please pray for my victims, I'm guessing you are that jacked.
You are that guy.
If you're playing national rugby, you're a bad motherfucker. First of all,
I wanna meet you and I want to put the the body to the name, right? Are you this guy? Are you this guy?
Oh, now we need to know
do you
measurements,
Spiro?
right?
Do
We
you?
need to know.
Hey, listen, I
Hey,
respect.
real quick
I respect.
before let's get to it while we're hot and keep the super chats coming. We love it.
Yes.
In honor of there he is, Chris, with his weekly curveball.
Always got his.
You got your weekly precious and then your weekly curveball. In honor of January coming to an end, what would be a good New Year's resolution for Dave's?
Smoke some weed, bro. Smoke
some weed. Smoke some weed.
Smoke some weed.
Maybe
Chill
start
out.
with gummies,
Yes.
low dosage
Yes.
gummies. Chill yourself out a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Like that fire, but stop yelling at everybody.
Stop yelling.
All
Just
the
calm
time.
down.
Like he's not going to survive. Like literally survive. He's got to chill that out a little bit.
Chill out, bro.
You got to reel it in. You got to
smoke weed. We all agree. Smoke weed.
Smoke weed.
Smoke
some weed. Let me take a gummy. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Calm down.
Smoke weed.
Oh man.
Guys,
So
let's
listen.
go into the next game, man, because you got the 49ers versus the Lions. The 49ers was down, I believe, 17 points by the half, right? If I'm not mistaken. But
17 points. Biggest comeback in NFC Championship history, right?
Insane. Yes, it is. Biggest comeback and the largest deficit comeback for the NFC East title game. Guys, let's go around the room because we can talk about Detroit. We can talk, and I just want to wait a little bit on Detroit before I go ham right now. Okay. Well, let's just talk about how good the 49ers was, man. Being down that much, but I just wanted, because we said Brock Purdy was a game manager. Shout out to Cam Newton, too. He said he was a game manager, and that's all that I thought Brock Purdy. I still kind of think he is. I think he has a whole lot more to prove. We'll see in the Super Bowl. But Brock Purdy did something really, really special that kind of separated and got the team back going again. And I just want to get your thoughts, El Jefe, man. What do you think of his game? What do you think of that team, the 49ers, as well? Kind of a double-edged question there, man. But first, give me Brock Purdy, then the entire team.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. He got muted. You want me to go? Do I go?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Right. So, we'll wait till Jeff's back. But Brock Purdy, man, I gotta be honest. I've been not a hater per se, but I've been a doubter of Brock Purdy for a while. And hey, you're back. All right, so you lost your turn though. So I'm gonna maybe take your points here. No, but Brock Purdy, you know what? He won some brownie points for me, man. He did whatever he needed to do. There were times where the pocket was breaking down, and lesser quarterback would have panicked and thrown bad passes or interceptions. This guy ran when he needed to, and I haven't seen that kind of running ability out of Brock maybe ever. He made the plays when he needed to. He was, in my opinion, the opposite of how Lamar played. He did what he needed to do. He threw checkdowns. He made deep passes when he needed to. And listen, a little bit of luck turned the game around there. But you know, we'll get into that. Mm-hmm. But you know, Brock Purdy did some good things, and he is a big reason why San Francisco is now moving on to the Super Bowl. Now this is the big test. Now Chiefs, it's a different beast than the Lions defense. So I want to see how he's going to handle this defense coming up. But you know, that San Francisco, that comeback, man, was absolutely ridiculous. So many boneheaded plays that led up to it, but so many little things. Like I talked about this, that the bounce off the helmet changed the whole momentum of the game. The whole momentum of the game, and I felt, and I related it to Miracle in the Meadowlands too. I was at the game, and as soon as the Giants were cruising up, I think it was 31-10 at the time. Manningham is having an awesome game. Manningham fumbled late in the third quarter. They were up 21 points, and as soon as he fumbled, it sucked all the air. It just changed everything. The Eagles scored quickly, and that was it. It was an avalanche after that, and that's exactly what that one lucky bounce off the guy's face mask. Even if that ball fell incomplete, it's a different game. But Ayuk caught the ball, and my dumbass, I was going out Ayuk the whole game, and he goes and makes that play, right? And then it was a touchdown.
You owned it. You owned it, though. You owned it.
Insane.
That's all that matters.
But man, that it just goes to show you that's all it takes. Football is such a momentum game, and that one fucking play changed the whole thing. But crazy, man, crazy. Yeah. I loved it.
Eli, you said double-edged sword, and that's exactly my take on Purdy because he was a big reason, especially down the stretch, but he was not the only reason. And Spiro just talked about it. That was an interception. That was a horrible overthrow. And that was a complete stroke of luck, but that is part of the game. And it happens, right? And Ayuk, big play Ayuk. That's what they call him, right, Speed? Crazy.
I want to let a spark under him.
But also, like, right after that, I might be confusing the flow of the game, but like Gibbs had a fumble that, like, they put the ball on the ground. San Fran scores. It was like 14 points in 2 minutes. Like if Gibbs doesn't fumble, it's a different game too. So I'm not going to give it all to Purdy. That being said, and Dan Campbell decisions and stuff like that. But like that being
said,
let's
talk about that later.
Purdy, the fact that he saved his legs for the end of the game, and he was using his legs when plays broke down and when he needed to. First of all, he's quicker than I thought he was. Yeah. And two, do you know how hard that makes it for the defense to all of a sudden have to like truly defend for this guy scrambling out of the pocket and picking up first downs when fourth quarter and the clock's going, and like he did what he had to do for the second week in a row to win the game. So like we give Eli all the credit in the world for being clutch when it mattered. He could throw 3 picks in the first half, and he did. Yep. Right, but when the game was on the line, he shut it off, and he seemed to do what was needed. So, like, I respect Purdy. It wasn't all him, but I mean, he definitely impressed me down the stretch. He doesn't seem afraid. You know what I mean, like down the stretch. So I got to give him credit too.
100%, man.
I totally agree, man. Shout out to Brock Purdy, man. I apologize because I didn't know you had any type of wheels on you. I just thought you was
quick.
Check
bro.
One, bro. Check 2.
I was unaware of your game.
I just thought it was that.
Look here, throw here. Look here, throw here.
Throw back. Right, 1. All right, screen.
Just like Daddy taught me.
Bro.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I just thought that was your game, man. And the fact that you, again, raising above the level, like you rise to the occasion when it's really called a just for, right? This is a big occasion. It's the Super Bowl on the line, right? And he went out there and he performed well. And that's what, and listen, we could talk about, the Ayuk catch. We could talk about all that stuff to change the momentum, but to keep that game going and etc., you have to look at my man Purdy and be like, yo, he kept this game going. He kept them that foot on the gas. He stepped up to make sure he's getting the first downs, the first and goals, whatever the case was. He was playing pretty damn good football. Now, I challenge you to do it again. Do it again, man, and just separate yourself and be part of that conversation where I can be like, yo, this guy could be a top 7, top 8 quarterback. Now I'm reaching, of course, but you just never know once you win that championship. Might not, right? But it's debatable. But at the same time, okay, go ahead.
Sorry, stat-wise, there was a point 3 weeks ago where he was like number 1 in the league in every major category. But like the eye test says he's not amazing you like Mahomes and Allen and Lamar,
right?
Like they do. He's just kind of doing his job. But I mean, some analysts are like, he's just a perfect quarterback for this system.
It listens to Daddy Shanny. Daddy Shanny. Listens to. And speaking of Daddy Shanny, how about this motherfucker taking Brock Purdy and Jimmy G? Two just, nobody's gonna mistake Brock Purdy for like you said, Patrick Mahomes. No, he's not a top 3 talent. Jimmy G is well on his way to out of this league, at least backup. This motherfucker took 2, I don't want to call it, they are what they are. They're not the most talented quarterbacks. Yeah. And he took it to the fucking Super Bowl twice, man. And he's gonna go against the Chiefs for the second time and see if he can get over the hump here, man. But
I got a wild question. It's so off subject, so off topic. It's just a yes or no, and we're gonna move on quickly because I know we got a lot of stuff to go on.
I like this.
Here it is, and I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Glass, and then I'm gonna go with Hefe. If you put Daniel Jones in that system, can he be in the Super Bowl? Can he go to the Super Bowl right now?
I think if damn. I will say yes because he's very good at listening to what the coaches want to do. I'll say yes, and I think he doesn't have to do a ton. I don't. Oh man, I hate saying this right now.
I hate myself. I hate myself for thinking this.
I think that Shanny would find a way with Daniel Jones to I don't know to the Super Bowl, but he'd get him into the playoffs, and we'll see what he does there. I think he would get into the playoffs. Let's say that Super Bowl. I don't know.
Chat, get in here, chat. Let me know what you think. Yes or no.
That's
chat.
interesting. I think
threw a curveball. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I think
This is tough.
playoffs for sure. 100 like it is a good situation. I don't buy the whole Daniel Jones is such a so smart. He went to Duke. I
No,
don't
he listens well. He listens
I
well.
don't
He's like
I just I
a
just
good dog.
don't buy into that. Like Purdy makes good decisions. Like yes, he's in a great system and he has a phenomenal
better
surrounding
process.
cast. Like the star power on the 49ers is unfair. It is so ridiculous
Really
looking
is.
around that
Fuck
team
that.
on both sides of the ball. It really is crazy to see how many stars they have.
Oh.
But Daniel Jones would actually add another factor to that offense too, like the read
Being
option.
able to run.
Yeah, like they don't necessarily design that many runs for Purdy. He can, and he does it here and there, but Daniel Jones is a much bigger dude. So that would actually add something, but he'd probably break his neck.
Hold on. Before she leaves,
She goes,
before she
yeah.
has to
It's
leave.
the weekly.
Yes, we love you, Precious. You gotta leave. We love you. Good night. Get to sleep. You're the best. Again, weekly Precious.
Love
Always
you.
coming through.
I love you. Get to bed.
She's the best.
I'll call you tomorrow. Love you.
Yeah, but no,
But,
it's
that's the longest.
what about you?
yes or
Wait,
no
no,
I heard.
hold on. What about you? It's tough. It's tough.
I say playoffs, not Super Bowl.
Same.
All right, and this is probably going to sound crazy, right?
Good.
I'm gonna say no. And the
That's not
reason
that
why I
crazy.
say no because it's the Super Bowl, like getting them to the Super Bowl, the playoffs, yes. But the one thing Daniel Jones struggles with, and I know everybody in the chat saying yes, and I'm not gonna debate you either, because I can agree with that too. I get exactly where you're coming from. But I say no because that one thing that Hefe says that Brock Purdy has. Brock Purdy doesn't have the arm talent as Daniel Jones. He's not as fast as Daniel Jones, if you ask me. But he can process defenses very well. Not very, but he can process them very good. All right. It's something that Daniel Jones unfortunately struggles with to this day. So I think that, yes, no matter how much you could coach Daniel Jones to be a great quarterback for you, I think he'll go far in the playoffs underneath Kyle Shanahan. However, there's that one play where defense is going to come out and it's going to be like, what the hell are they doing? And Jones is going to unfortunately crap the bed. So I unfortunately I don't think Daniel Jones can process defenses enough. And as you're going into playoffs, those defense a whole lot more tricky. It really, really does. Besides, if you're Minnesota.
Is that me or did you lose
Eli
Eli for a second? Okay,
that defense is terrible.
Yeah, no, he's a little
processing
sketch,
that too
little
well,
sketch.
especially in the playoffs. Maybe regular season, but not.
E, do you hear us? Can you hear us? Yes, we run of.
I agree.
Okay.
I don't know if it went silent there. I don't know if you guys. I don't
We
know
lost you for a sec. Okay, yeah. Now it's official.
We'll get him back.
Okay. Back. I want to address some comments real quick.
Let's address them.
Now, Kelly,
you think a lot. You say this a lot. Tell her.
Now,
tell her, Jeff.
I understand he went to Duke, and I understand he may very well likely be book smart. I'm not saying he's a dumb person, but I'm saying if your intelligence doesn't translate to the football field, then I don't care. Because the only thing I care about is you playing quarterback and being able to read defenses and make good decisions. So if you've got a perfect score in your SATs, that doesn't win a lot of football games for me.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
If you have great instincts and you know what you're doing on the football field, reading defenses, audibling, calling protection, doing things like that, that's what I want to see intelligence-wise. So I'm not calling him a stupid person.
You got to be football smart, right? Football smart. Like I even like when it came to basketball, like I am not a smart man, but like I know, like I was basketball smart. You know, like you got to know what to do when the game calls for it, whatever game you're playing. You just got to have that intuition, you know. And you know, one of the things that I will never even talk shit about, Brock Purdy is a great processor. He knows how to go through his reads. He could like sometimes, you know, our boy DJ, and maybe it's the situation he was put in. He's behind bad offensive lines at Duke. He's bad offensive line at Giants. Maybe his clock is so fucked that he doesn't know how to, but like he just doesn't process, you know. And it sucks. We might not ever see it. We'll see it next year, but Brock Purdy, we'll give it to him. He is football smart. He does process, and that's part of what makes him great, you know, in that offense. So Can you hear us?
I
Are you
mean,
back?
Bill,
Oh.
you're not wrong. I mean, he was smart enough to bend Joe Shane over a barrel and get every dollar that he could, right?
Book smart. That's what we said. Just what we
Like
said.
couldn't on some plane of existence, Daniel Jones could have been like, listen, I don't need to rape them. Like I had one good season. Why don't we just call it 35? Right.
Yeah, right.
And I'm still filthy rich. And then the Giants could sign my good friend Saquon, who's also looking for a contract. Or say something like, hey, I'll take a discount, but you gotta sign Saquon then. But he didn't do that stuff. Did
Shout out Tuto.
And now Saquon's out of here.
Hey.
Might not. We still got a lot to go on.
I hear you. I hear you now. We hear you.
We
buddy.
got you.
Hopefully I don't have a delay. I'm sorry about that.
We're breaking
no, you're good.
And putting bread
Dude,
on
that
the table.
Yo, I don't know what happened there, man. I was like, what the? I heard like silence, and I'm like, what the hell? Am I cooking?
Yeah.
Like, oh, these guys are silent.
Taken
It's
back.
like, oh, you're so in awe. But yes, let's get back on track here. My apologies, guys. Great job, man, as far as keeping it up, guys. We did speak about the Niners. We spoke about. Let's talk about Dan Campbell really quick, and then we'll move on to the other stuff that we have here. Dan Campbell, man. Somebody actually had a tweet that says, man, when you get his text, I think it was, I'm paraphrasing here because I'm trying to remember. He said, when your friend send you this, he's letting you know that he's not coming out to kick it. So something like that with Dan Campbell's picture there. Yeah. So guys, give me your thoughts, man. Dan Campbell, did he lose the game for the Detroit Lions at this point? Or was it just fate that 49ers had to win, basically? Was this a Dan Campbell problem? What do you guys think, man? I'm going to start with El Jefe on this one.
There's a little bit of fate going on. He was aggressive all year, and it did cost him at times. But there was a point in the first half where they were up, I think, 21-7, and he could have gone for it. They were definitely within the 10. I forget how close they were, but he kicked a field goal. And I'm like, okay, he's learning, right? This is the playoffs. You take your points, you be smart. So yeah, his decisions ultimately backfired. But sometimes I don't know, man. He's trying to be consistent. He's trying to preach that he believes in his guys, and I bet ultimately some of them appreciate that about him. But I'm sure they'd rather be playing in 2 weeks. So and I can't imagine just the fans of Detroit. And I only know one Lions fan, and he is a diehard Lions fan, and he didn't respond to my text.
I wouldn't either, man.
Yeah.
I mean, did you knock on his door and make sure everything's okay? Like
I would. He's in the Edison area. It's a bit of a drive. I'm not going to drive all the way. I
should have checked out. You should have been like,
yeah. I'm just going to assume he's okay for now.
God.
But I feel for Lions fans more than anything. 30-year drought.
Brutal.
If you're under 30, you haven't seen shit.
It makes
quick question. Did they ever win a Super Bowl? I don't think they won a Super Bowl, right?
No.
Never won a Super Bowl and haven't had a playoff win.
Have they even been to the Super Bowl? I don't even know if they've ever been, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it just makes you think back, as bad as we think we have it for the past 10 years.
There's franchises that's even worse out there.
Imagine that pain. Imagine your whole life not being able to see something like that.
It's so great, though, that it does leave you thinking, like, especially as Giants fans right now, like, when is the next one coming? Like, we don't feel very close at all right now.
I'm a Mets fan. I don't feel close at all.
Knicks fan right here. So
we'll get into next.
But listen, that was part of why we named this New York Revival, right? New York sports in general. This is a crazy drought. The Giants 2012, and of course, nobody counts soccer, which some people would argue. But they haven't had a championship in New York.
Sucks, bro.
Yeah. Right?
We'll be there. We'll get back.
Boston,
these things go in cycles.
These cities have championship teams. They have parades. They have playoff teams year in and year out. It's been rough, man. But we got the Knicks now, don't we?
Hey.
Yes, we do. What's the score there, Speed? You got it up and running?
They were up 10 last I saw. They are cooking. They're still cooking, baby. We're rolling here. The Knicks are. Should we talk about them real quick? Because
89-66, man. The Knicks up 90 right now, 66, man. So
90 to 66?
90 to 66. They
Yo,
are
what the
fucking
fuck
a
is going on?
machine.
This will be 8 wins in a row for the next dude.
killing, and I love it, man. We gotta get to the Garden. By the way, this season,
Yes.
man, we gotta
Yes, we
watch
do.
at least a game, man.
Yes, we
Of
do.
course, one of the
What's up, Fabian?
garbage
Yes,
ass
we do.
teams that comes in. Of course, we gotta get tickets to that one.
Yeah.
Prices are through the roof right now. MSG. Just to let
Thank
you
you,
know.
Richard.
But yeah, man. Yeah, the Knicks, man, super red hot, man. We're gonna get to the Knicks in a minute, but I just want to get to some Giant news, man. Of course, man. Brandon Brown seems to be coming back to the Giants. Unfortunately, they went with another GM, man. I believe Horitz,
I believe. Yeah. Ortiz. I don't know. Man. Yeah.
So
Ortiz.
it seems like they went with Horitz to get the Chargers job, man. And Horitz. I don't know why that sounds like what is that, Russian? Like Hoyts. Like I don't know what that is. Or someone sneezing. Hoyts. That sounds like El Jefe sneezing.
Give me another vodka.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy. But yes, man.
Shout out to that guy.
So it looks like Brandon Brown is coming back to the Giants. Obviously, I would love for him to get another opportunity coming back, but he's going to be like a shoo-in supposedly next season, which we'll get through that in a second. But I just want to talk about Joe Shane, man. Of course, at the Senior Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. Talk about a bunch of things, man. Not only Saquon Barkley, which he's going to, of course, continue talks down when he gets to Indy during the Combine. How do you guys feel? I just want to ask you, and I'm going to start with you, Mr. Glass. Saquon, when we were like, hey, it's time to move on, Giants fans, how do you feel actually of him coming back at this point? Do you respect that decision? And what is that number going to be? What do you think?
I'll tell you what. I think the only reason why there's a conversation is that Saquon shopped around his number, and he didn't like what he heard. He did not like what he heard. And he's like, wait a minute, should I just go somewhere where I uproot my life where I've been for the last 5 years and get possibly the same number or worse? Or should I just tap into let's just check what Joe's thinking.
Or do I play the merit card?
Right. Maybe give John a call. Maybe play the old Daniel Jones last second knock on the door. See what number you can get.
Hey, Grandpa.
I mean, listen,
stay here.
It's weird. I was already like in my mind, I was like, all right, we're gonna split ways. Like he sounded like it, we sounded like it, and now that he's come back, I'm like, man, what low enough number can we get him at to where it actually start to make sense again that we bring him back? I don't know. Like if he's starting to look into 10 or less, I start to say, hey, you know what? Maybe we can make it work. I don't know. I'm not going to cancel it anymore. I'm not going to cancel. I thought it was
Eli,
done.
I feel like you want to cook first. If you want to go first.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't mind a reunion of Saquon coming back, especially if you draft another quarterback. Maybe he could be here for a couple more years. That could be that type of running back to help, I mean, you know what? I'm going to be honest, man. Fuck all this shit, all right? After watching Christian McCaffrey and watching what he has done.
You went the other way.
Yeah, like I just don't like. I love Saquon. I love him, but he's just not ready to be on this type of team right now. Go use him down in somewhere else, like maybe a Detroit. Use him somewhere. I don't even know. The Bears.
Baltimore.
Give me who else? Green Bay.
Dallas
can use him.
Dallas
can use him. Not for the Giants right now. No. And I understand 10 million's enticing, but that's only 2 million from the goal that he was looking for anyway, which was 12 million, which we were saying.
Yeah, I was thinking less. I'm thinking less.
That's a lot of money. Yeah. And I love Saquon. I would love for him to retire as a Giant. But after watching Christian McCaffrey being the number one running back in this league, hands down by far, Saquon cannot, not to say elevate this team, but he's just not the type of guy we need right now to build around to help this team. Put that money allocated somewhere else, maybe into your offensive line. Shore that thing up once and for all and see what you got back there in the Daniel Jones or for your rookie quarterback at this point. And I understand a lot of people saying, well, you need Saquon to help develop. You need Saquon to
I was just about to ask you, what do you think about that?
I understand all of that stuff, but at the same time and token, he didn't help develop Daniel Jones much. Yes, he was the offense, right? Don't get me wrong, he was the offense, but it
Ding,
didn't.
ding. What do we have for him, Johnny?
Right? He didn't though, right? He didn't help Daniel Jones that much. In fact, one playoff game and the rest was hurt, and they were hurt, and they were all hurt. And everybody was sitting home nursing their wounds. It just wasn't enough. Listen, Saquon's a talent. He's a talent. It's just right now the way this team is at, no need to build around an aging running back at this point. And it seems like he lost a step.
Yeah,
all right.
Sarge.
So I don't know.
We don't need a number one running back. We need a running game.
Running game.
We need a running game.
I agree with that,
guys. I'm
Sarge.
gonna be firm on this. I think they 100% need to go their separate ways. Are the Giants winning a Super Bowl next year?
Yeah.
Are they winning a Super Bowl next year?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Will they even be built to legitimately compete in the NFC and AFC?
No.
The year after that.
No. Well, I'm not going to get that far.
I know it can happen.
I don't know.
It can happen. It can happen.
Texas fans didn't think they'd get this far this year, but go on. Keep going.
Yeah,
my point is that, and Eli kind of made the best point. Daniel Jones has played with Saquon for 37 games. Daniel Jones is still doubted. We're still waiting for a year 6 breakout. So while he obviously helps, it makes the Giants rely on him, and it doesn't you just need to draft better. You don't need to keep.
Yeah.
You don't need to pay a 27-year-old running back. You need to get the best guard in free agency. And you need to draft better. You need to get a late-round running back that has power and speed and vision. You don't need to pay Saquon at this point. The opportunity came and went. We missed it. He didn't want the deal. It's done. It's go your separate ways. Baltimore is the landing spot. And it should have been done at midseason if it wasn't done before that. So it's over. There's no point. And if it exposes Daniel Jones, so be it. In this league, you have to be able to throw the ball. You saw what Lamar Jackson couldn't do with his arm. You need to see your quarterback be able to do that with his arm in the big game.
Can I ask you guys one word? How did you feel as soon as you saw what Joe Shane said today? How did you feel, Eli? One word, or just give me 3 words or less. How'd you feel
after what he said? As far as what though, Speed?
He was talking with Saquon again when we thought it was over. What went through your head?
I wasn't yes. I was just all right. I'm done. I was I'm done.
Yeah. Okay, Jeff. What did you think?
What was the question? Sorry.
What did you think when Joe Shane said today that he was talking with Saquon's agents when we thought it was basically over? What went through your head?
Surprise. Maybe they're just trying to soften the blow when he leaves.
Maybe.
Hey, we tried. Instead of just a break. Yeah. Just trying to.
Why? It was just why?
I went like this. I was like, huh?
Well, like this.
I thought it was done.
Dable looked right in the camera and said, "Yeah, I expect Wink to be back," knowing that the motherfucker hated him and there's no way he was coming back. Sometimes you do things politically.
Someone said it perfectly. Someone said it perfectly. I think it's like when you break up with a girl, your girl that you've been with for a long time, and you go back a little bit just to see if there's a little bit something left. Maybe they're gonna go back to the table one more time and see if they could maybe come to a common agreement. But I hope at the end cooler heads prevail. And I think they go their separate ways.
I like that analogy.
I think that's going to happen.
I like that analogy a lot. I think instead of going face to face with a girl and just shocking her and breaking her heart, you kind of send a text and just be like, "I'm kind of just in a weird place right now." No. It's cool. We'll talk later. Sorry, I know I'm being weird, but I don't know. I'm just not myself right now, and just leave.
And then exactly how Joe said it.
And then
that's what he said. Yeah,
she's like, "Oh my God, is he breaking up with me?" So she could start to prepare for it. Yeah. I think I've done this before.
Exactly. This is not your first rodeo.
I'm not really too happy with that decision of that there. Yeah. It's time, and I love Saquon, but we love him. It's time. Also, man,
you want to see the other quotes?
Man, yeah, which one? I'm sorry.
You want me to give you the other quotes, or do you have them with you? Because the other thing he said is we're gonna pick a defensive coordinator by the end of the week. That's what he said. And if you just read the tea leaves, it's gonna be either Denard Wilson, I believe
from
that's
Baltimore,
who it is.
Yeah.
Yes, Denard Wilson from Baltimore, or it looks like Henderson, Jerome Henderson, our own defensive backs coach who's been here for a while, renowned through the league for his work. So I think he might get a shot. So it seems like Those are 1A, 1B right now. I don't know what you guys think of that, but it seems like that's what it's coming down to. And I think they're waiting to hear what Wilson's going to say first. That's what it seems like.
If you,
Yeah.
Eli, maybe you can tell me, since you're a Baltimore fan, apparently. Why would he want to come to the Giants? Because he is being sought after pretty heavily.
On that Baltimore staff, he's actually rated very high within that staff, man. This guy comes in very high regards. He's very, very popular in that building. So supposedly he has like a good mind as far as like in the secondary, as far as drawing up some stuff.
That secondary is great.
So with that being said, why would he want to come here as a challenge, right? Like the Giants are not to say in disarray, but the defense needs to be better, right? And you got still Deontay Banks, a young corner in the league. You still got my man, seventh round. What's his name, Speed? Seventh rounder.
Defense back?
Quarterback. Yeah. Forget his name.
Hawkins.
Hawkins. Still got Hawkins that can show some sort of potential, right? I mean, he didn't play too well, but you can still develop him, right? So
Rookie, yeah.
challenge. It's a challenge, man, to come in and the pieces will only get better. You still got Kayvon, still got etc. So, and he could play that 3-4. Or he could play that little bit of that 4-3, possibly give you a little bit of that too, but his specialty be probably more like a 3-4 type of guy. Mm-hmm. But I tell you, he's gonna come in and why not try to take the franchise that's been down for so many years and try to fix it or make it that number one defense that Baltimore actually has at this point? So why not? I see him coming in. I see him actually licking his chops at the opportunity. Is Daboll going to be that coach everyone is rumored that he said he is? Is he that guy that's going to press you? He's going to guy that's going to be asking questions. For me and me only, I like people like that. Give me a boss that's on top of me a little bit. Give me a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that as far as getting that second side of the boss to be like, yo, man, what are you doing different? Yo, keep me going. You know what I mean? So, that's the only thing. Can he swallow his ego and come in and do it? And I think he can, man. I think he can take on this responsibility, and I think he'll do well as well. So we'll see.
Smooth likes that beard. On another note, Eli, it is looking good.
I'll say this about Wilson. I think it's going to really come down to whether McDonald, the current Ravens defensive coordinator, gets a job somewhere else. If he gets a defensive coordinator, a head coaching job in, say, Seattle or Washington, which are the two open spots left, then that opens up the defensive coordinator position for Wilson to stay there. And I don't know if that's going to happen right now. I don't know who they're going to go with those two teams, but the Giants' chances of landing Wilson will be a lot better if he can come and be a defensive coordinator here. I think the only other team that maybe chat, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I think the Rams were the other team looking at him at the time, and I don't know who else. So I hope that it's here he chooses. But for me personally, Jerome Henderson, I believe has earned a shot here. He's earned a shot. He's cut his teeth. He's got his secondary work has been known by a lot of people. The work he did with Deontay Banks alone, like a rookie came in, had a very good season. Our defensive backs have not been the problem for the most part. Since look at Fabian Moreau came in last year. Look at all the scrap
Pinnock,
all these guys that
no-name guys.
No-name guys. And we Jerome Henderson has turned these guys. And what are we talking about Denard Wilson? He's good with the secondary. Secondary matters. Good. I need to know that, secondary matters. These coaches both excel there. So for me, it's like 1A Wilson, 1B Jerome Henderson. And then you keep the rest of the staff here too if Henderson stays because there's familiarity.
Let's be honest, man. I wouldn't be mad at either or, but I think you could kind of double dip, right? Let's say if you were to bring in the Baltimore coach, right, the secondary coach. Now you still have your other secondary coach that's going to keep developing.
Well, if he stays, if he wants to stay, if he wants to stay.
I don't. He comes in high regards as well, but I think he'll stay. I don't think he's being really sought after at this point. But you still kind of have that double dip. But at the same time, I wouldn't be mad at any decision. Like you said, man, he cut his teeth. He earned it. So it's just a matter of which one's going to present the better game plan for the coach, for him to kind of, trust at this point, or is going to take that leadership from the head coach as well. So we'll see. I don't mind either way. Let's go to the other quote there, Speak. Get that before we do that.
I was going to say, I wonder if the new DC, does he get to pick some of his staff? Or
I think that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's going to want his own secondary coach. I think he's going to have some say.
It might come with a recommendation from the head coach.
Right.
And
if you think about Wink, he brought in his two guys, right? His right-handed guys, the Wilkins brothers. Like the D coordinators come in and they want to bring some of their coaches in too. So I don't know, or maybe Jerome Henderson wants to spread his wings somewhere else. I don't know how it'll work. I think if he comes, his specialty is secondary. I don't know if Jerome Henderson's going to be like, you know what, my specialty is secondary, and we'll clash heads a little. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, if it comes down to those two, I'm okay with whatever decision is. Like you said, E.
I'm cool.
Yeah. But let's talk about the other quote, the one that's the most talked about. Actually, I'm going to double dip with this quote, so it's a 2-for-1 special here. He said, with the number 6 pick, the Giants will look at every position. Joe Shane. There's needs across the board, which, again, he's not wrong when he says this. He said the expectation is that Daniel Jones will be a starter if he's healthy entering training camp, but leaves the door open for other options, all options for the future QB. Said the same exact thing that he said in his previous press conference, right? Like nothing has been different. He said the same thing about Daniel Jones. He said the same thing about the quarterback position, that they might draft one. They might not draft one. He left all the doors open. Like a good GM should, right? Right, like a good GM should. Why would he give away his free agent / draft strategy at the end of January? Why? What good? And what would he say about Daniel Jones if he said, you know what? I don't think that Daniel Jones is going to be healthy, or I don't think that Daniel Jones is going to be our guy. What benefit would that have done if he would have said that? So he said what he needed to say, right? Am I wrong?
It would actually make him look worse if he hinted at taking a quarterback or that Daniel Jones wasn't the guy, because he just drew up that paperwork for Daniel Jones. And he's a young GM in the big picture. So that would be a terrible move for him to suggest that contract was a mistake. We know it was, but for him to come out and admit it would be a really terrible look. So he didn't say anything, because this is a poker game leading up to the draft. There's no reason to tip your hand at all. And I just want to say real quick, it's rare that this happens, but the stars aligned today, and I wrote a sketch because every press conference seems to be the same, yet people overreact like crazy every time. So I brought the reporter from, I don't know.
We got name. What's his name? We got to name him.
I named him Harvey Tudor from the Sackless on Sunday Tribune.
Yes, I was.
And he's asking Joe Shane, and he's grilling. He's saying the things that you want to say as fans, and Joe Shane is trying to keep his cool. So
yes,
that's the sketch. So it was written, recorded, and like 80% edited all in one day.
Yes.
So I'm like, I committed to 10 a.m. tomorrow, so I guess I got to stay up late.
Not all heroes wear capes. That's all I got to say.
You're right. And some wear backwards hats and T-shirts.
We need you.
Yeah, listen, to go through that, man, is just smoke and mirrors. Right, guys? Yeah. I mean, on Twitter, it probably melted down as I was like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, he's going to take a quarterback. He's not going to take a quarterback. Smoke and mirrors. Relax. He's been saying this the entire offseason. All right,
as
guys?
He should.
It's nothing.
Can I say another
crazy.
part to this?
Okay.
Can I say another part to this too? Because there's the second part to this. I think he further expanded on the quarterback, drafting a quarterback at 6. And he said if they do the draft a quarterback or whatever in the draft, he never said at what point. He said he would like to do the Green Bay model where, and I think, and then he let it run. I don't think he expanded on that, but he said, I'd like to follow the Green Bay model of, and if you can read into that, it's developing a quarterback, let him sit for a little bit, and then put him in. That's what you gather for the Green Bay model, right? Because they did it with Aaron Rodgers, they did it with Jordan Love, and that's worked for them. And people lost their minds. They lost their minds. They're like, well, it's fine if you do a Green Bay model behind
Aaron Rodgers,
but Daniel Jones doesn't deserve a Green Bay model. But I think people got lost because you could draw your own conclusions. What I think he meant was, if you take a J.J. McCarthy, if you take a Bo Nix, I don't know if he wants to thrust these guys in, because I think some of these guys need a little extra work. Like even Jaden Daniels needs a little more seasoning. Sorry, I'm going to choke. But I think that's all he meant. I think that he's not going to thrust these rookies into the starting lineup right away. Let Daniel Jones maybe start the season, and then if it's going south, I think that's what he meant. Like I'll start them then. Not necessarily sit him for 3 or 4 years like Green Bay has, and then start him. But I think people just ran all up into that quote and just, drew their own conclusions, saying, Daniel Jones can't be Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. I was like, calm down, everybody. I think what he just meant is you could develop a guy. You don't have to thrust him in every once in a while. Don't always thrust.
Don't thrust another man unless he's prepared for it. Is the message? Is the message Spiro just delivered there?
You get me.
This season is going to be so interesting because if Daniel Jones is trending towards not being 100%, and they're like, oh, short-term IR, he needs a month or whatever, you don't want to throw a rookie right into the fire. That means you got to sign a veteran too. You can't roll DeVito out there and go 1-3 or 0-4. Your season's over before Jones or the rookie steps on the field. So that puts the Giants in a fucking really tough spot quarterback wise. So like at this point, Giants fans love or hate Daniel Jones, you almost pray that he's healthy to at least start the season, right? And let the rookie learn and develop as much as possible, assuming there's a rookie there. The worst thing would be signing in an aging, unexciting veteran and no rookie, like something like that, where like there's no competition. He's just holding it down until Jones is ready. Because like, where is that going?
We're gonna know more. We're gonna know more after free agency what we're gonna do in the draft. If you sign a Ryan Tannehill, why draft a quarterback? Like you can't hold 3 quarterbacks.
The Jones being healthy week 1 is the huge X factor.
Yeah, go ahead, E.
And you guys are absolutely right. I don't even want to give my opinion on this as far as Jones and etc. Man, I'm kind of gonna wait till this one kind of plays out for me. All right. So I'm gonna back off the Jones debate, guys. You got it. I don't want no one in X-Land to come at me, man. Boy, I'm good. But let me say this, man, because guys, we're running a little bit over time, and I just want to leave this question because I'm trying to do this every week for my guys and for the chat as well. Chat, I want you to get in here, man, because this one's a funny one. I did the OnlyFans last week. I figured why not just.
Oh, is this one of the things where we have no idea what you're just going to throw us into a fireplace or something kind of thing?
No idea, and I'm gonna throw the revivalists into the fire as well. All the men and ladies, get in here, all right? So I'm gonna ask you a question, man, and I'm gonna start with El Jefe on this one, man.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Ready? Warm up.
I'm ready.
Warm up.
I'm ready.
If your wife gives you a hall pass,
Thought you were gonna say blowjob.
Who would that person be? You can't say that. You can't say that. You're gonna lose sponsorship already. Which we sponsor ourselves.
I didn't say that.
Whoops. Sorry.
I didn't say that.
If your wife was to give you a hall pass, who would that person be?
Tough.
The first woman who came to mind, and she's a woman.
She is a whole ass woman.
This is not a young girl. This is a woman.
Okay.
It's Penelope Cruz. She just has been. She has just been, and still she's probably 60 something. Is that true?
She's up there.
Is she?
Really I think she's in the 50s. I think she's in Penelope
50s.
Cruz.
I should probably get a younger one. But
no, go with what your heart said. No, you're wrong. She's
49. She's 49. She's young.
You're good.
I could totally get her. I
think you can.
I'm sticking with it. Penelope Cruz. Final answer.
Okay.
Final answer?
Final
All
answer.
right, cool.
Speed. I mean, listen, this has been my girl from day whatever it was. I don't know what day it was. But Scarlett Johansson, she if we ever cross paths and she was drunk enough
at a party.
and listen, I don't think the wifey could say, like, she'd be like, you know what, I get it. I think she would get it, and I think that I would get it because I'm definitely cool with that. But Scarlett Johansson for me is just, she's been my celebrity crush for a while, and that would be it. Like, it would be locked down and say, "Hun, you're gonna have to find an Uber home. I'll pay for it. Me and Scarlett are gonna go hang out for a little bit. And we'll be back, and I'll take care of the kids for the rest of the week, and we're good. And that's it for me. I think that's. Do
you think?
I don't want to.
Now, you think your wife would be like, "Wow, what an opportunity! Go get it, Spee."
she would probably not be happy about it per se.
Well,
Happy,
she'll
but she would
say, "Go
understand.
get it." Sweet.
They would just understand. They would understand the situation has presented itself. And sometimes,
But
you have to just.
she's probably going to ask for something in return.
Well, I don't know. Well, eat. Who's yours first before we go further into this?
I want everybody to get out their phones right now, okay? Everyone in this chat, revivalists, the guys, I want you to look up this name as I'm going to give it to you, okay? And you're going to go right to the Google, then you're going to go to images, and then you're going to go, aha, okay?
I get it.
Okay.
Megan Good.
Oh, I don't have to
Megan
fucking
Good.
Google that. I don't have to
As I would like to
Google
say,
that.
Megan Good. Okay? Megan Good.
Oh.
Yeah.
She good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Megan Good.
God.
She doesn't
I've-
age at all. Doesn't age at all. Shout out to Megan Good. Friend
Shout
of the show,
out to
hopefully.
Megan Good.
Gotta get
Friend
you on
of
the show one day. This
No,
because I said
get
so. Shout out Megan.
Yeah.
Stop it. Just
but-
She
stop
is
it.
a wonderful human being. There's some people that I don't understand how they're the same species as me. Like I don't.
Like Holly Berry is another one. Holly
Yeah,
Berry.
I
is
just
up
don't
there,
understand.
too.
Good choice.
Tolly too. But let me say this too, chat. Revivalists and my guys, there's a stipulation to this, just like the OnlyFans. Here's the part 2 to this. In order to get your way,
It's never just one way, is it? It's
No,
never just. You can't just.
in order to get your way now, you're gonna have to do something here. Your wife has to get the hall pass as well. And let me start with Mr. Glass half full on this. Are you now thinking twice about your hall pass, knowing your wife has to get one to her favorite celebrity crush? That is, man. Are you doing it now, Speed? And Revival, just let me know if you're gonna do it.
Let me say this. I've seen my. Well, I know.
Yo,
my
Rich is like, I'm good.
I know my wife's taste in guys.
Go get it, babe.
Go
Get yours.
Go get it. He's like, go ahead, baby. Do you?
I know my wife's tasting guys, and listen, I can respect a handsome gentleman when I see one. I'll be like, yo, this is a good looking dude. And if a guy this guy's taste is like, if he's a 10, I'll be like, you know what? If I get 10, you get 10, and we forget it. We just shake hands and it's done, it's over, and we get back to normal. I think we just, like a Jason Momoa comes up, and
I was thinking Jason Momoa too. What's wrong with me?
I want to talk about
my wife loves Charlie Hunnam from Sons of
Yes.
Anarchy. Loves him,
dude. And I was just talking about
know.
the Imagine Dragons. If you guys, Dan Reynolds, check Dan Reynolds out. Imagine Dragons lead singer. My wife's like, check this dude out. He's a good looking dude. I was like, you know what? He could sing. He's fucking. Just a strapping gent. I get it. I would get it.
If you're
I get it. I get
if you're
it.
into that sort
He's
of
a
thing.
strapping gent. I get it.
If
Well,
it meant
are you willing?
Scarlett Johansson for me, yes. If it meant Scarlett Johansson for
Really?
me,
All right, sweet. Okay.
because then she can't have it on me. She can't just have it on me. Then I can have it on her. We're done. We're done. We've both done it. Done.
I respect it.
Spiro, you make great points. The balance is there, right? You can't give each other shit. But I can't do it. Nobody's touching my wife. I mean no.
Get back in your cell.
No.
Nobody.
No.
Can't do it. It would ruin it.
Yeah.
It would ruin it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
But
Because I'd have all these. Yeah, I could always revisit the fun thing in my head, but it's immediately met with the awful visions of whatever that son of a bitch did to her. I can't do it. I can't
all
do
the
it.
shit she's done to me, she's doing to him. Maybe
Yeah.
more. Maybe more.
Oh, definitely more. This is a hall pass situation.
I mean, you just
Exactly.
let it all hang out at that point.
she's probably bringing out all the
You
tricks.
leave it all in the field. You leave it all in the field.
That's a long list there, Chris Peace. That's a long list right there. She's like,
Chris, is
Hey.
that your list?
then
Is
I'll
that
take
your
Howie
list?
Mandel. Then I'll take.
John Cena or
Listen.
Dwayne Johnson. She likes the beast, bro.
I think what we've just deduced over the last 2 weeks is that I have a different kind of mind than you two have.
Yes, but Shamar Moore
it seems
is
that
fair game. Very
my
handsome.
mind is in the gutter, and that's
My
how I
wife,
roll.
my wife wanted to send you a picture of a horse dick, and she was like, "Well, he do this," and I was like, "I gotta send it." To
I
you,
wouldn't.
Speed."
I had to say First of all, the stipulation was I had to say yes before I knew the answer. Knew what was coming.
Yes.
So, $100 million. You strap on and you just do what you gotta do.
Dude, are you doing? Hold on, let me speed. Now I'm gonna throw options at you here. Because
Oh God, oh no!
What's
All right.
happening here?
Are you?
We're not going back to this.
We're not. Okay, I'm sorry.
I ain't going back to that. I ain't
We
going
can't.
back.
I've made my decision, and it's good for it's for everything. $100 million for. I'm doing it for my family and my family's family. Okay. If it means whatever, it means whatever.
Not like you're gonna be. I mean, and we're talking about tax free, by the way, right? Like,
yeah, right. No, that's.
Take
I was
home.
under the impression that
this is take home.
$100 million take
This
home.
is take home. All right. So
That's it.
let me. To be honest, would you be embarrassed? No, you made $100 million, right? Think about
I mean,
it.
you'd have a reputation. I mean,
I'd move away from everybody. I'd move to fucking Montana. I'd move to fucking Greece or whatever.
Find a small island, and I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Don't know anybody.
So you're giving up. You're giving up. I mean, you'd be famous for taking this deal, Spee. Or are you assuming? Are you assuming
I would
under the table and
forego the fame? I'd forego the fame for the $100 million and people knowing what I did, and I'd just accept my money and walk away.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be living in a hut. I'm gonna be living what I'm living in right now. I can't take the $100 million, baby. I just can't do it. And my wife was like, "Yo," she was like, "You better do that shit."
Big Blue, you're my man. You do what you have to. You do what you gotta do.
What's happening in the
$100 million.
chat? What's
You
happening
do what
in
you
the
have
chat?
to do for $100 million. I
Dude, are
respect
you like what do they call? Is it gang? Are you getting gang banged, bro? That's
well, you don't know. You don't know. That
can happen. You
He
really
could.
hold on. Where's he at? What's his name here? Let me go back to him, man. What's his name? Big Blue 56. Are you getting gang banged for $100 million? Put in the chat, man.
Horses?
I need to know this, man. Not by horses, but like 7 strong piping dudes we just talked about. Like he was like strapping young men. Like you really take it for? I'm good, son. I'm good. They're not gonna have
a horse train on me. He said.
You ain't gonna have me bent over the sink.
Oh my God, Big Blue.
Listen, $100 million is generational.
He said, "Yo, whatever."
That's money I will never see. It's money that my parents haven't seen. It's money that my.
He said, "Run a horse train on me, yo." He's Revival fan in the month of February. Big Blue.
You just earned it. You just earned it. Big Blue. You're good in my book.
Man. Holy shoot, man.
Anywho, guys, that was fun.
That was really fun.
Listen. Another coming up soon. I want to talk to people real quick before we get out of here. We have draft stuff coming up. We have Knicks stuff coming up. We have Ranger stuff coming up, and everything in between. Everything in between. It's about to get lit over the next couple months for fucking winter sports, baby. Winter sports at Madison Square Garden. Let's hope the Rangers can get their shit together. We know the Knicks got their shit together.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a good
I don't want to say
spring.
that, Speed. I don't want to say that, Speed.
It looks as of now, everything. And again, let's talk about
right.
Julius Randle. We've dodged a little bit of a bullet there, right? Julius Randle's only going to be out for a couple of weeks, it seems, as opposed to longer. And I've been a Julius Randle hater, but this thing is working right now with him. So you don't want to fuck with the apple cart, man. Right? You don't want to fuck around.
I'm going to try and Mr. Glass half full this situation.
Yes, go for it.
He tends to just take the foot off the gas completely on defense sometimes, right? Yeah. He's going to have several weeks right now to rest up. Maybe he's a little fresher for this playoff push, get the rust off before the Knicks get back into the playoffs and make that push. Maybe he comes in a little rejuvenated. That's a glass half full. Look at this.
I like it.
I like that, Hef. You know what I mean? Like he sees how to imagine if the team is cooking the way they are right now, as far as winning and etc. You got no choice but on the sidelines to look at it and be like, yo, I need to come back kind of tenfold. I need to come back extra strong because this team is cooking right now. You get what I'm saying? So definitely, man. Hopefully he can come back and do that. I'll take the glass half full.
Yeah,
dude.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Sorry. One more factor, real quick, is that with him out, it brings the bench in a little bit, right? And you're getting guys more experience.
Even Chenzo,
you're getting these dudes step up more playing time while he's out. You're going to need those legs in the playoffs. You're going to need those scores, so they're getting a little more experience because he plays a ton of minutes. So with him out, more guys are getting experience. It could be ultimately a good thing for the Knicks.
Dude, they're fucking. The New York Knicks are fucking third in the goddamn East, dude.
Right
In
now?
what world? Right now, they're officially third in the East, and they built themselves up a nice cushion. They're winning games. You'd like to see him back. The target is around February. End of February, they got Philly and Boston back to back at the end of February. If he can get back for that, and then in like middle of March, that's when they play Philly again back to back. That's the Philly's the one they're going to be jostling with the whole time. Yeah, that's their.
They'll take that. Yeah, they'll take that.
It's gonna be, but they gotta pick up somebody. They need one more piece.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Listen to this, guys. Yeah, one more piece. They need one more piece. Yo, you think they're good as is? This is a championship roster?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to be like, yo, they need that one more piece. No, they need maybe.
Even if it's a bench piece. Piece.
I'll give you that.
They need one piece.
Probably one more bench guy. But as far as looking at it right now with Brunson, etc. in there, bro, I'm like, yo, they're ready. Like, this team is ready to go deep into the playoffs. I think they got that 07 Giants in them, man. Not to say they're going to go and win a chip. I'm not sure. But I'm just talking about, like, the form of that team. It wasn't really that much like all-stars, like a bunch of misfits on there that just developed to all-stars. You get what I'm saying?
So, and I think you trust Randall in the playoffs, though? Do you trust Randall in the playoffs?
Not until I see it.
That's what's going to be the differentiating factor.
But you know what, Hef? You made a great point to have me trust him. Is that he's going to, after this team is cooking and he's seeing how well they cook without him, he's going to come back and I'm telling you, he's going to come back tenfold. I think he's going to come back and do that. He shaved his hair too. Like, he just looks like a different guy. Feels like a different guy.
I hope so.
I trust him. I'm going to trust him this year, Hef. I'm going to trust him this year.
You're ready.
Mentally ready.
Ready to be hurt.
Ready and willing to get your heart broken. I like that about you.
I still think one more piece though at the deadline, and I think they could cement themselves as they got the coach. They got I don't know who the guy is yet because I'm not as well tapped in. We're gonna get a Knicks guy in here. He's gonna give us their guys, and maybe Jared Farrar comes back on. I don't know. Maybe we bring in our resident expert, Cherry. But I, in my not expert opinion, they're one person away from really solidifying the lineup, and because Brunson's a star, we know that they got a lot of good. They got a lot. Yeah, Julius can be, but we don't know what Julius could be in the playoffs. If they had one more piece, I think OG is a perfect piece that does a little bit of everything. Hartenstein, good. Like, good big guy. They just need a little bit more depth, I think. Maybe one more guy. And that's got a playoff grit to him. Like, I think they need that to fish. And Tibbs, I liked him, but I like the coach Tibbs, man. He's a solid coach. I think they got the coach. It's got that 90s vibe. 30 years since 94. 30 years since 94. It's all coming together. June 1994. Hell of a time at fucking MSG. 2024. Just saying.
And listen, not for nothing, Tibbs also had that monkey on his back, right? Tibbs was that guy that can just get to the playoffs and then crap out. I think he understands that he knows the whispers, like he hears it. So now that you see this team that can make that put, I'm telling you, I don't know, just something. It feels like something special's in the air at MSG.
It definitely feels.
I'm a Knicks fan. I understand how this feels after a while. You get all excited and they let you down. All right. I'm not doing it this time. I'm just saying I'm just going to watch and I'm going to just go, Like,
yeah, you've been hurt before. Yes.
But
there it is.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
It feels like the vintage Knicks, right? Like they play great defense. They got great players. Fucking what's his name on WFAN? Tiki's ex-partner, fucking Tierney. Put it out here. The Knicks, he says this. The Knicks are currently who would have thought this? The best run organization in New York right now.
Who would have thought that?
Can you actually argue at this point? Like, no. They are actually, the pieces are there. Like, they put together. They don't have bad contracts. They don't. They have a nice group of young players. They have a star in Brunson. They are on their way. They might.
Remember they were saying Dolan sell the team. Dolan sell the team. I'm just saying this kind of looks like a Giant-esque type I'm just saying, like, they were bad. Now they're getting better. The Giants could be on his way too. We'll see. But I'm just saying, like, the Knicks. Again, I'm just watching. I'm just watching. Guys, really quick, man. We are way longer than what the hell we wanted to do because we're just talking, having a good time. I don't know if you guys want to go through this. I see it here. Elated, devastated. You guys want to go through it really quick?
No, I think we'll save that for. Listen. We got our boys in March. He's a Giant. We're gonna get heavy into the draft in March. We're gonna hit it hard. We have plenty of time for draft talk, and I think we're gonna be good.
Let me say this, Speed. We also have the X Awards, where we'll be giving out the New York Revival Awards for all the X accounts that we feel is cool, the best, the worst, the happiest, the saddest, the truther, the non-naysayer. We're going to do it all. We're going to hand out little Revival Awards just for you guys to show appreciation and just have some fun during the offseason. So look out for that, guys. I believe the next Tuesday we will probably be off because we're trying to get this thing together for you guys. So we'll keep you posted unless something breaks. Obviously, we'll go live for you guys. But other than that, man, let's wrap this show up, man. And of course, it's your boy Eli Rax, aka Vibes, and on behalf of my brother, Mr. Glass Half Full, and that's Speed. If you nasty now,
let's go.
Came up with a new one. You see
brother,
that?
El Jefe, aka White Jersey, aka Blue Jersey, aka Damn It Daniel. A shout out to you, the revivalists in the chat. Peace and blessings. We see y'all in the next one.
Eli Rax, El Jefe, Mr. Glass Half Full, the revival.